Welcome to this explainer. Okay, if you own property in Hays County, Texas, there is literally a clock ticking in the background right now. The January 31st property tax deadline is looming. Missing it? Yeah, that triggers a pretty devastating cascade of penalties. But don't sweat it, because today we're going to show you exactly why paying those property taxes online is the ultimate convenience. It's a simple strategy to secure your property, save you a ton of valuable time, and, as you'll see, keep a lot more of your hard-earned money right where it belongs, in your pocket. So, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with an introduction to property taxes, move on to the massive benefits of paying online, and then I'll walk you through a step-by-step guide. After that, we'll tackle common issues and solutions, hit some FAQs and expert tips, and finally, wrap up with our conclusion and additional resources. Section 1. Introduction to Property Taxes. Understanding the Hays County System. So, look, while the Hays Central Appraisal District sets your property value, the tax assessor-collector, Jennifer Escobar, she's the one responsible for actually billing and collecting your taxes. And to understand why paying her office on time absolutely matters, we really have to look at the stakes here. Missing that January 31st statutory payment deadline, it's not just a minor oops. The state of Texas enforces a strict compounding penalty schedule. If you ignore this bill, by July, you could literally be staring down a staggering 33% in penalties and attorney fees just tacked right onto your original balance. Seriously, just look at how fast this escalates. Tax bills are mailed out in October, and you have until January 31st to pay in full. Then, on February 1st, a 7% delinquency penalty hits immediately. And that penalty, it compounds on the first of every single month. Fast forward to July 1st, you hit an 18% penalty and your account gets handed over to collection attorneys. That triggers an automatic 15% fee on top of everything else, which can absolutely lead to severe legal collections or even foreclosure. Section 2. Benefits of paying online. Why digital is the smartest choice. Let's consider the baseline cost we're dealing with here. Based on a median home value of roughly $370,000, the average Hays County homeowner is paying around $6,300 in total property taxes each year. And when you're moving that much money around, the medium you choose to process your payment becomes incredibly important. This brilliantly illustrates exactly why your payment method matters so much. If you pay that $6,300 bill with a credit card online, you get hit with a 2.35% convenience fee. That tacks an agonizing $148 onto your bill. But if you just select the e-check option, which is basically an automated bank draft, it costs a flat rate of 50 cents. Literally just 50 cents. It is an absolute no-brainer for your wallet. Section 3. Step-by-step guide. Navigating the Orion Public Access Portal. All right, let's get practical. First, you'll head to the official Hays County Tax Assessor Collector website and click right into the Orion portal. Second, query your property using the search bar. Third, take a quick second to customize your results and verify that it's definitely your house. And fourth, this is the absolute most crucial step, when you reach that payment gateway, completely bypass the credit card fields and select e-check to lock in that 50-cent fee. Now, when you're searching the database for your ledger, you do have options. If you're a standard homeowner, the basic query is perfect. Just type in your address, your account number, or your name. But say you're an institutional manager or you're handling subdivided parcels, you can use the advanced query fields to search by complex legal descriptions like abstracts, subdivision codes, or specific tracts. Section 4. Common issues and solutions. Troubleshooting the payment maze. Now, even with the highly recommended e-check method, there is a trap, and that trap is typos. If you accidentally type in the wrong routing or account number, or if there just aren't sufficient funds in your bank account when it actually drafts, the bank will reject the electronic payment. If that happens, the county hits you with a strict, statutory $35 NSF penalty fee. So always double-check your numbers before hitting submit. Let's say you decide to go old school and mail a physical check. You might be tempted to date it for the future. Well, here's a massive heads up. Never use post-dated checks. Texas law requires the tax office to rely strictly on the official USPS postmark date. So if your check is dated for a future time, it creates a total legal conflict. They will immediately mail it right back to you, and that delay could easily push you right past the delinquency deadline. Another thing, you might stumble across third-party payment sites like Doxo when you're Googling how to pay. And while those platforms do exist and they can process payments, you have to know they are not officially endorsed by Hays County. They might carry unexpected service fees or way slower processing times. So, moral of the story,
always stick to the official Orion portal accessed directly through the county's own website.
Section 5. FAQs and expert tips, mastering the nuances of property tax. Here's a terrifying scenario we hear about. What happens if I just bought the property and the previous owner didn't pay? You suddenly get a delinquent tax bill for a time before you even owned the house. Well, unfortunately, under Texas law, delinquent tax liens stay attached to the real estate itself, not the person. That means you, the current owner, are fully liable to clear the debt to prevent foreclosure. This is exactly why you always make sure your title company thoroughly checks for unpaid taxes at closing. Another big question: a massive bill in January is tough on anyone's budget. So a lot of taxpayers wonder, are there any penalty-free payment plans available to kind of spread out the cost without getting hammered by those compounding monthly penalties we talked about earlier? The good news is yes, the state actually offers specific relief options. Qualified seniors, disabled individuals, and disabled veterans can opt into 4 penalty-free quarterly installments. Those exact same groups can also defer taxes entirely, which halts delinquency penalties and replaces them with a flat 5% interest rate. And for everybody else, the tax office allows voluntary escrow contracts. It basically lets you prepay monthly directly to the county, kind of like you would with a mortgage lender. Section 6. Conclusion and additional resources, wrapping up your tax strategy. Just in case the internet ever completely fails you, or you just prefer handling things in person, the tax assessor collector operates 4 physical locations. You can visit the main office in San Marcos, or you can hit up the substations in Kyle, Dripping Springs, or Wimberley. They all have secure drop boxes where you can safely deposit a check before the deadline without having to wait in line. But listen up, if you're going to mail that check, here is a critical expert tip. Do not mail it to the substations. All physical mail absolutely must be addressed to the San Marcos main office. The substations literally do not receive mail delivery, so if you send it there, your payment could get lost and you'll end up with some pretty hefty late fees. And of course, a quick disclaimer, this explainer is strictly for informational purposes to help you navigate the system. Tax codes and county policies can shift over time, so please always consult the Hays County Tax Office or their official website to verify the most current, accurate details for your specific situation. You now have the playbook. You know the deadlines, you know the stakes, and most importantly, you know exactly how to navigate the Orion portal. With the clock ticking down to January 31st, are you ready to bypass that exorbitant $148 credit card fee and secure your property with a simple, secure 50-cent digital click? The portal is waiting. Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and happy navigating.